Right, we'll call the meeting to order and we'll stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right, first up, we will be looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes minutes from the council meeting of January 20th, the Telecom Commission meeting of December 15th, Utility Commission for January 22nd. There is also an exempt gambling permit for the Business Arts and Recreation Center for March 17th. Regular bills, unless there are corrections, additions, amendments to the consent agenda. We'll look for a motion to approve.
I'd make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, department heads. Are there any department heads that wish to speak at this time? Anybody? Last call? All right, moving on. We have public comment. Mike Laurie. Don't believe I see him here. So we will move on from that as well.
I know staff mentioned that they did contact him, let him know of the start time, so.
Okay. Next up, number 4, first reading, ordinance number 204, second series, disposition of real estate, Windom net. And I guess with that, we do not have Mr. Esplin here this afternoon. I personally would like to see a motion to table this, as Dennis was on the ad hoc committee, the negotiations committee, and he serves as a liaison on the Telecom Commission, and I feel like he's an important member of this discussion and vote. So I guess if anyone agrees, we'll entertain a motion to table this until February 17th.
Madam Mayor, I'll make the motion to table number 4, first reading of ordinance number 204, second series, until the 17th.
Second that motion.
Motion has been made and second. Is there any discussion?
Actually, Mayor, that's a non-debatable motion to table.
Yep, that is correct. It's a non-debatable motion. It's up or down.
I'm sorry. We'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Right?
That's correct. It's majority, and there was 3 yeses, correct? And Scott, you voted against the motion, correct? Okay. So it's going to be tabled to 2 weeks from today then?
Correct? That was the motion? Okay. Thank you for educating me on that.
Okay.
Appreciate that. Okay. Next up, number 5, resolution approving rates and fees for an enterprise fund. Mr. Jeff Dana, Telecom Department Head, welcome.
Good afternoon, Jeff Dana, City One Telecom, General Manager of the Windom Net. What you have before you is rates for the business internet rates. The Telecom Commission met on January 26th, reviewed and recommended fund rates for adoption, speed changes and rate increase and changes on that business phone or business internet system delivery. So we're looking at basically having 100 megabit speed, 250, 500, and a gigabit speed for the business side. with the monthly recurring charges written out on the resolution. So it'd be 100 megabit would be $100 a month, 250 megabit, $135, 500 megabit, $165, and the 1,000 or 1 gig would be $200 a month for business.
I read over this, but what is the increase? Or is that shown somewhere here that I'm not seeing? Or what is the difference from the old to the new?
The old was like a 20 megabit on the lower side, so we're going from 20 meg up to 100. 20, 50, 70, 100, 250, and gig speeds.
Thank you.
And how much of an increase is that?
Some it went down and some it went up a little bit, $20, $30. But you're going from a 20 meg to a 100 meg service.
Would anyone like to introduce this resolution? Have any questions?
I will introduce this resolution.
I'll second.
The resolution has been introduced and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call.
Esplin, Nelson,
Yes.
Quaid,
Yes.
Benson,
Yes.
Sherman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have the resolution for 2026 National School Resource Officer Day proclamation. And I will hand this over to Mr. Sherman to read the proclamation.
All right. City of Windom, Minnesota, 2026 National School Resource Officer Day Proclamation. Whereas the National Association of School Resource Officers is dedicated to making schools and children safer by providing the highest quality training to school-based law enforcement officers, and whereas school resource officers bridge gaps between youth and law enforcement and embrace a triad concept of school policing, serving in informal counseling, education, and law enforcement roles to support students and communities they serve, and whereas by training law enforcement officers to counsel, educate, and protect school communities, the men and women of NASRO continuously lead by example and promote a positive image of law enforcement to school children and school communities. Whereas SRO programs across the globe are founded as collaborative efforts by police agencies, law enforcement officers, educators, students, parents, and communities to create safe learning environments, provide valuable resources to school staff members, foster positive relationships with students, and develop strategies to resolve problems that affect youth with the goal of protecting all children so that they can reach their fullest potential. And whereas school resource officers are valuable and essential members of the education community and deserve unwavering respect and support from the public in the pursuit of keeping schools and students safe, and whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and the accomplishments of school resource officers on National School Resource Officer Day, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Windom, Minnesota, that the City Council, in recognition of this day, does hereby proclaim February 15th, 2026 as National Resource Officer Appreciation Day. The Mayor and City Council encourage the community to observe this day and every day with a sincere thank you to our School Resource Officer, Dana Wallace. Adopted by Council on this 3rd day of February, 2026.
Very nice reading. You're the perfect person to do that. So with that, we will be looking for someone to introduce the resolution.
I'll make an introduce resolution to accept the National School Resource Day today.
I'll second.
Resolution has been introduced and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call.
Quaid,
Yes.
Benson,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Esplin, Nelson.
Yes.
And Officer Dana is not here, but we do thank her. And Scott, if you either want to grab this now or I can catch you after and present it, and, okay, I'll catch you then. Thank you. Next up is resolution approving amendments to the fees and charges schedule. And does this need to be read?
So the fees and charges schedule, this is an annual schedule that staff puts together. It's everything from how much is a photocopy cost to how much is a beer license or to rent the coffee pots at the community center. So it encompasses a number of departments. In the packet, there were the things that changed were highlighted. I've got one on the screen now. Credit card processing fee, that moved from, we're recommending to go from 3 to 3.75 because that's a true reflection of what our cost is. That had been in place for quite some time, and we were actually taking a little bit of a loss on a credit card transaction, and so we're requesting to up that fee. Same thing with the NSF fee from $25 to $30 to make it consistent with what is at Riverbend Liquor. And then in the building department, they've got some fee adjustments that come through with the state of Minnesota, making sure our fees are consistent with what's required by that Dolly and that organization. Inspection fee for the conditional use, I believe that went from $200 to $250, and that's a recommendation from the building department. Snow and ice removal, we just added that. That's something that we do when we do the lawns and that kind of thing. They get assessed back to the properties if they don't pay. And so we had realized that we had missed if we have to go out and shovel somebody's sidewalk. That was not on the fee schedule, so that got added to be the same thing. It's just the actual labor and equipment cost, and that is in city code. So we just made sure we got it on the fee schedule. It's in code, but it was just missed on the fee schedule. And then Public Works, which is the street department, again, just with increases in labor rates, we moved the fogger. We typically don't fog for anybody outside of the community because we don't have commercial license, but we did for the city of Mountain Lake during the flood when they had that, and so we just needed a rate in there, so so that's in there. The pickup, and then we had the new the Western Star dump truck, so the rate didn't change, but just the name of the piece of equipment did, and we need to use that for like FEMA reimbursements, things like that. They go off our fee schedule if we've got one. If we don't, then we have to use theirs. We added the mastic melter again. That was something, it's a fairly new piece of equipment, so we got that added to the fee schedule. Dump truck fee moved up a little bit. The shelter rental for Island Park Shelter, that's the new one that's going up, and so a fee was established for that. And then campground, I think we're at $10 a night, and that had not been changed in many, many years. We don't have many campers down there, but just to keep up with the cost, that went up from 10 to 15. And then the community center, they've got some packages that their board has approved, and so that information got updated in this fee schedule as well. And that's all from the community center, commission, arena. Adult hockey pass changed a little bit, and then the skate rental was, I don't remember what the old rate is, but it's up, their request to be $3, and daily admission for $4 on the admission for open skate. Racquetball, again, that one I think from 2 and 4 to 3 and 5 is a request from the rec department, and then same thing with the rec fee. There's a little bit of a change in the summer rec program. The water, wastewater fund, those are the rates that are set by the utility commission. This is simply an update of this document to reflect the rates that have been approved by the utility commission, and same with the electric. As we go through those, then the data services one, the council recently approved the data packages for the residential, so those have now been updated in here. And then the business service, one that you just did a few moments ago, have been added, and so the resolution number will get added to that. And then the new streaming packages and that, which was recently added by Telecom, so that's in here. So it's just an update of this document for those rates that have been approved by those commissions and by the council on behalf of the Telecom rates. So we're asking for council's approval of the rate and fee schedule that incorporates those amendments.
I would introduce the resolution approving the amendments to the fees and charges schedule.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call.
Benson,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Esplin, Nelson,
Yes.
Quaid.
Yes. All right, next up, number 8, citywide cleanup event.
Moving pretty fast here. Here, let me catch
Sorry.
up to you. No,
Take
you're
your
good.
time.
You're good. Okay, so Lisa Art from our staff has been working with the vendors to get this annual event worked out. She had contacted Hometown. We generally look at weekends in May. And so she contacted Hometown, got a couple of the dates in May that would work for them. We also want to make sure that the landfill is open because we have to coordinate with that, because for those dumpsters and whatnot, and people then also, if they have stuff, can get it out to the landfill that day. So the 2 dates that Hometown had were May 30th and May 16th, and May 30th was already spoken for. So we got the 16th by default. But if that's okay with you, it's pretty consistent with what we've been doing in prior years. This will also follow the same schedule that we've done the last 2 years now. With the bulky items on the curb, you get 10 bulky items on the curb, but smaller items can be brought to the rollway dumpsters that will be in Teagles Park, and you can then just show your proof of residency, and then you can drop your own smaller items off there into that dumpster. And so we'll do that again. She also had, Lisa had also contacted the county about doing the curbside mattress pickup. They are willing to do that again this year. The cost is still $17. It was $15, I believe, last year, and it's $17 this year. We did provide a $7 subsidy last year for the first 2 tags for a home. So if you had a mattress and a box spring, you could buy 2 tags at the discounted price, and any additional tags were just the full. Those you do have to have the tags for, because the county, when they drive around to pick those up, they need the addresses and whatnot for those. So we're asking, one, approval of the date, which being the 16th of May, and then secondly, we're asking if you are interested in doing a subsidy again for the mattresses, and if so, how much?
I guess I would say that May 16th date sounds good. Again, I think I say this every year, like 10 items, only 10 items. We'll go through that many a times before May 16th, I'm sure. And I think that doing the $7 discount for 2 tags again this year should be good too.
I'll second.
Okay, I'll make that a motion that it's May 16th with the $7 discount for 2 tags.
Thank you, Councilmember Quaid. Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, contractor payment. First up is Island Park Berm Project, pay request number 3, final payment of $16,417.14. Is anyone approaching on that?
Project has been completed, and the engineers are recommending the approval of the final payment, so that will pay the retainage out on this project.
What about the seating and so forth?
The seating, everything was completed last fall. Yep. And then well, we'll call it damage, that was done to the seating for the construction of that shelter, that will be done either by the Streets and Parks Department, or it'll be done by that contractor. But the contractor that built the berm completed it, seeded it, and everything was approved and accepted by the engineers.
I'll make a motion to accept the final payment for the burn project.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, contractor payment for community center roof project, change order 1.
I don't see Mr. Schneider here, so I'll take this. So the change order for the roof is, the contractors came in, they completed the roof installation. Following that, we found some leaks and also a little bit of electrical. Couple outlets didn't turn on, and the fire alarm started going crazy. And to find out that there were some wiring was a little closer to the roof deck than it was anticipated. So when they put the fasteners in for the roof, they penetrated the roof deck, and then it hit the conduit that the wires were in. And so the contractors were kind of pointing fingers at the engineer. The engineer said, well, it was on the plans, and so they all agreed to disagree. At the end of the day, the contractor is going to pay for half of the cost of repairing that damage. The League of Minnesota Cities, our insurance carrier, is paying the other half. So there's nothing additional to the city here. So this is the change order. So we'd have approved the change order, and then we have 2 pay requests following this that will then final out that project as well. But that's the history on this change order.
We need a motion to approve the change order. Right?
Yes, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the change order request number 2.
I'll
Change order
second.
number, yeah.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve change order number 1 for the community center roof project. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, community center roof project pay request number 2, $8,023.74.
Yep, so this would be the second pay request for it for that work. They didn't submit it until we knew what the final number of the contract was. So this would be for that $8,023. And then that was payment 2. Payment 3 is also in here. Now that the project is closed out, they're requesting the final, which is the retainage on the project, they get paid out. So there are 2 pay requests, and those both have been recommended for approval by the engineers.
So we'll look for a motion on the first one to approve pay request number 2 for $8,023.74.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and second to approve pay request number 2 for the community center roof project. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, we've heard from Steve on the final pay request, so we're looking for a motion to approve final pay request of $5,970.64.
I'll make a motion to pay the final payment.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and second for the final pay request for the community center roof project. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you for going through those.
Welcome.
Next up, number 10, new business. Does anyone have anything for new business? Okay. Moving on, old business. Does anyone have any old business?
Thank you, Mayor. Just two items. The first one, Mayor's aware of, but I don't know if the rest of the council is. We had a letter come back from FEMA again on our appeal for the pool. as I mentioned at a previous council meeting, I believe back in December, they had made an error on their determination letter that they said they would reimburse us $285,000. They then revised that to be $85,000 because they had a $200,000 typo. What we did not realize, nor were we told, is that then, because they reissued a determination letter, that automatically killed the appeal that was pending. So basically, we have to start that process over. So the Minnesota Office of Homeland Security got hold of me and said, hey, this is what happened, here's what the process is, you need to refile that appeal. So I've refiled that appeal, a couple weeks ago, and Mayor signed off on it, and so that's been sent. So that clock has now started again. So, but just to let you know, but that's where that's sitting, so it's just more of an update on that. And then secondly, the update for the traffic lights on Highway 6071. Both the mayor and I have been in contact with MnDOT. They were hoping to be at this meeting, but they are planning on being on the next meeting on the 17th. And let's just say right now they're telling us it's going to be good news for us. MnDOT has apparently looked at their cost allocation formulas. They're not changing how they allocate funds, but they're adding a new provision related to a community's ability to pay. And so when they put that ability to pay portion into their formula, it should help us and lower the amount that they're expecting from the city of Windom. Now, there's always a catch. The catch is that the state's fiscal year doesn't start till July 1st. And so they want to bid this project prior to July 1st, so they need special dispensation from the MnDOT commissioner to make this work for the city of Windom. They're waiting on that letter, and if they get that letter, then they are planning on being at your next meeting, and we should be able to get the things done that we need to do on that traffic light for hopefully what we've budgeted or less. So that is pending good news.
That goes back to the squeaky wheel syndrome.
I think we'll all believe it when we see it, but I do feel pretty good about it. Does anyone else have any old business? All right, council comments. Would anyone like to start?
I don't know what, I'm really lost for words right now, and that's barely seldom done, because I like to speak, but this whole telecom thing is on everybody's mind, and it's on everybody's shoulders. It's just that how I feel that there's some information out there that's correct, some information that isn't correct. There's things that we can discuss and things we can't discuss. I wish there was a way to make people understand that there is certain things that we know we can't talk about right now until after everything's all settled down. But from where I sit right now, you guys put me in this office to do the best I can for you guys. And that's what I try to do. And I'm not trying to hide anything from you, and I know I'm speaking for the other people on this board here. We don't try to hide stuff from nobody, because we have your interest in mind. So that's why I feel I gotta say that nothing's shady's getting done here. We're trying to do what we know is best for the city of Windom and the citizens of Windom and the taxpayers. That's where I stand. So if what I do is offend some people, I know I'm not gonna make everybody happy, and I'm not gonna make everybody think what I'm thinking, but I just try to do the best I can with what I got. I'm a simple person doing a simple job, doing what I can. And hopefully that's good enough for the citizens of Windom, and hopefully what I do is good. But if not, just let me know. But thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. Does anyone else have anything they would like to go? Mr. Sherman?
Yes, we obviously tabled the telecom thing, but I just want to let the public know, if any of you have thoughts, opinions, concerns, whatever, please get a hold of me. I'd love to talk. That's it.
Does anyone volunteer to be next?
I guess I didn't talk to Steve And I don't know where we stand. I mean, just from being at the last telecom meeting and the updated information that we got since the public hearing from Federated, if that's something that we can share now, or if that's something we share then at the next meeting.
I think that's up to you, to the telecom commission,
Okay.
and so Dirk can speak to that maybe when the item comes up, or, you know, it was handed out at their meeting, so it's public, so
Okay.
that's really up to you.
Okay, I guess I just wanted to you know, so that we have it, so public is aware of the information, you know, because like Scott was saying, you know, we want to make sure the public knows and knows what's all happening, when it's happening, as soon as we can release information. And Federated did provide a letter dated February 2nd as a follow-up to after we had the public meeting. They provided that to the telecom board, which they discussed it at their open meeting last night. And I sat in on that meeting to listen. And then that letter was provided to all us city council people today. And just so the public is aware, in that letter, that Federated said after, you know, having that public hearing, the two things that they are considering and looking into are having an ad hoc broadband advisory committee that would be established for guidance and focus on their broadband operations strategy and community needs, and having the city of Windom at the table at that. And I think that's one thing that the public had brought up looking for and wanting to see something like that happen. So they are acknowledging looking into that and believe that that would be a worthwhile thing to look at doing. And the second thing was looking at adding, possibly changing their bylaws, which I think they mentioned a little bit about, but I just want to say it because it is in here. Looking at changing their bylaws to include City of Windom residents to be considered patrons if Federated would purchase this and take over, just like they do with their electric clients. If you're a patron, then you can receive, I want to say it's called capital credits. It's like pretty much like if they make money, if they have a good year, they pass those back on to the patrons, to the people that are customers. And so that was something that was brought up at the public hearing that talked about, but yet they said, well, that's not in their bylaws. Right now, that's just for electric customers. And they did address that here, saying that's something that they would look into, updating their bylaws to possibly include City of Windom residents as considered patrons, to then possibly have that capital fund money back. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know, we're being as transparent as possible as information comes to us. We're trying to put that out so people are aware of, you know, what is going on. That's all my comment.
Do you have anything, Mr. Nasby? And all I would add is, I think several of us, I personally have gotten a lot of comments, text messages, emails from people this week specifically, and I just want to say thank you for that. If you want to reach out again, please do it. I am willing to listen to anything, and I encourage, it's nice to see more people here today, and I encourage anyone to come to any of the meetings, any of the council meetings, the department head meetings. If you have something to share, please. I'm sorry, what?
Not department head meetings.
Department, yeah, I'm sorry, not department head meeting, the commission meetings for the various departments. Sorry about that. But come to the meetings, reach out. I'm here to listen, and I think all are. I mean, everybody's willing to hear from you. So I just want to thank those that reached out. If no one has anything else, then we'll adjourn the meeting by unanimous consent.